Hello guys and welcome to my new video. If you like aggro style decks, this video is for you. Recently I didn't have much time, so I built 5 different aggro decks just for you to start into the new set championship season. But before we dive into the decks, don't forget to subscribe for more Lorcana videos. And now have fun, let's go. I will start off with a classic aggro color combo, yellow-purple aggro, and let's go quickly over some cards I included into my build. We have 12 1-drops with Daisy Duck, Diablo and Palace Guard, and the 2-drop slot is crowded. We have Honey Marin getting you a lore if you play him and your opponent has an exerted card. We have Lilo, of course. We have Maleficent questing for 2 as well. We have Mowgli to rip a non-character card from your opponent's hand, and to gain your quick lore we have the new Sebastian from set 10. He quests for 3 lore. This is for the 2-drop slot. On this 3-drop slot, of course, I had to include the Yellow Lady. When you play her, you can play a character which costs 2 or less for free. So going Daisy into another 2 lore quester, into Lady, dropping another lore bomb is probably a win for you. And then we also have the White Rose with some instant lore gain. And on the 4-drop slot, I have 3 copies of the Dual Link Pascal. He has evasive, 3/3 body, and quest for 3 as well. So it's very hard to deal with him. And yeah, I think he can finish the game for you really quick. And also 3 copies of Sven. He quests for 2, and when you play him, you can ready another character of yours. He can't quest for the rest of the turn, but the character can still sing. So if you like ready a 2-cost character, you can use then the character for singing This Is My Family, gaining another lore and drawing a card. And drawing cards gets me to where does this deck draws cards. So we have Diablo, we have This Is My Family, we have 3 copies of Show Me More, drawing each player 3 cards, and of course we have 4 copies of Amethyst Chromicon. Each player can decide to draw a card. And for more instant lore gain, we have Knowledge and Wisdom, gaining you 2 lore. So quite a few actions and songs as well in this build. I really like the pace of this deck. If you're on the play, you're pretty much unstoppable against slower decks, and also other decks have problems with Sven readying your characters, protecting them from direct challenging. It's very hard for other decks to stop you when you're on the play. On the draw, you can struggle against some other faster decks, and with some steel decks you might have some problems, but other than that, this deck is very fast. All decks you will find in this video, I will link in the video description below onto my Lorcana deck page, so you can copy this deck and build it for yourself and start into your set championship season if you like faster decks and have some breaks in between the rounds and the games. And we have a look at the second aggro burn deck I built for you. So second deck in the video, Ruby Amethyst Evasive Burn, and yeah, some cards are pretty much the same as shown in the deck before. We have Diablo and Olaf in the 1-drop slot. And also, if you look at the far right side, we have the Fairy Ship, which is a 1-drop location with 4 health and gaining you 1 lore, which can be very good against some blue decks. They just ramp in the first couple turns, and with Fairy Ship you can sneak in some lores and use Olaf later in the game to like bounce back one of your burn cards, like the White Rose, maybe to your hand, and use it the turn afterwards as well. On the 2-drop slot we have Diablo, the new Ruby one, questing for 2 with a 3/3 body, which is very good. We have Honey Marin as well. We have the Ruby Simba, uninkable, 1 strength 1 health character, quest for 3. And I call it Evasive Burn because this deck is focusing on evasive cards or cards with evasive synergies, and that's why Timothy Q. Mouse is 4 times in this build. When you have an evasive character on the board, this character gets +1 lore, which is very good, and you can follow up with Peter Pan, Tigger or Tinkerbell in turn 3, so you can quest with Timothy Q. Mouse for 2 lore. And Tigger is a really interesting card. He's a 3-cost inkable character, 0 strength, 4 health, quests for 1. He has evasive, and for every action you play in a turn, he gets +1 lore. And we have quite a few actions in this build. Action song 14 in total, and they are all cheap to play. Some are songs, so you could maybe play 3 or 4 actions in a turn and sneak out a huge amount of lore with Tigger. And since he has evasive, it's very hard to deal with him as well. And speaking of actions, we have Thievery, stealing 1 lore from your opponent, gaining you 1 lore. We have Wisdom and Knowledge. We have Show Me More to draw cards, This Is My Family. And of course, we have the Amethyst Chromicon as our main card draw engine. I really love this burn deck. Ruby Amethyst was one of my high praised color combos this set, and I recently had a lot of fun with this burn type deck. If you want to copy it, you will find a link in the video description below. And we go on to the next aggro-ish deck I prepared for you. Maybe the most promising deck in this video, green-purple aggro, and I haven't changed anything since my last green-purple video. You can watch the video or rewatch the video somewhere on the screen right now. And yeah, I really love the tempo and the pace of this deck. You have Cursed Merfolk, you have Diablo, Palace Guard, Webby Thunderquack, Pegasus, and the new Whisper Flynn Rider as a 1-drop. On 2-drop we have Honey Marin, we have Scrooge McDuck. You can filter through your hand cards. He has also 2 lore quests, and when he gets challenged, you can bounce him back to your hand. We have the White Rose for instant lore gain. We have the legendary Webby Thunderquack to ramp with your opponent if you're on the draw. And then we have quite a few actions and items as well. We have Wisdom and Knowledge, we have Show Me More, and This Is My Family for drawing cards. We have the Amethyst Chromicon, and we have the Inkcaster. When you play 2 cards in a turn and he is counting himself, you can exert him and gain 1 lore. If you have multiple Inkcasters on board, it's mostly GG because your deck is so cheap to play, and if you have like 3 or 4 ink available, you can play 2 cards every turn. With Amethyst Chromicon, you refill your hand cards, so you make sure you can play 2 cards every turn and gain the passive lore from the Inkcaster. And we have also the Pole. You can it comes into play exerted, and when you bounce exerted character from yours back to you, and you gain 2 lore, which is pretty strong to threaten to finish the game. If you want to follow this deck, as always, you will find a link in the video description below. I talked about this deck a bit more in my green-purple video, and we jump to the next deck I prepared for your aggro-ish deck dreams. Yellow-blue Princess aggro and Princess only because I included Aurora and Tiana into this build, and you have so many cool playlines with this deck. You could, like I said, go Aurora in turn 1, into Tiana in turn 2, and then play an Alice or Fergus McDuck to give ward to Tiana maybe, which is pretty strong actually. You can also start off with Patch, the puppy, then drop a 2-drop bomb, and then shift Thunderbolt onto Patch to protect your board. And which card I also like in this build is the new Mickey Amber Champion, giving all your Amber characters +2 willpower and makes them even sturdier. So if you make sure you give Tiana ward, for example, and also boost up her willpower, it's almost unstoppable. The only issue this deck has is card draw, as always. We don't really have card draw engine in this color combo, in this build. It's just dropping your hand and questing fast and finish the game fast, so your opponent can't keep up. I also included 4 copies of Good Job, giving one of your characters +1 lore for the turn. And yeah, finish the game out of nowhere. We also have Mowgli to rip a non-character card from your opponent's hand. And other than that, I think there are no surprises in this build. You should really try it. It's really fast. There are cool playlines. And from the 5 decks shown in this video, this is the most fun I had in testing games. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't have much time to play the last couple of weeks, so I tried AGGRODECKS to squeeze in a game here and there, and this was one of the most fun decks. yeah, we're done here, and the link for the deck in the video description below. And I have one more deck for you prepared for today. Let's have a quick look. What's the last deck of this video? Green Steel Aggro, and it's close to the green purple list, but with some tools from Steel cards. Let's have a quick look. We have Merfolk, we have Bobby Simaruski to filter through your hand cards, because we still have 21 uninkable cards. And speaking uninkables, all of these decks I've shown you in this video have 17 to 22 uninkable cards, which is okay for an aggro deck, because you don't need that many ink anyway. And with a lot of blue decks running around, you get more ink from your opponent's cards anyway. So we have Fred, which gives you 2 lore if he gets challenged. We have Pegasus, we have Flynn Rider as a wonderful Webby Fenderquack shift line as well. And speaking of Steel cards, we have 4 copies of Doc in the deck, which makes this deck pretty consistent. So you can filter through your hand cards with Bobby Simaruski and Scrooge McDuck to find the Doc maybe, and then drop him, draw 2 cards, and before you just dump your hand with all the 1 and 2 drop cards you will find in the deck. We also have the uninkable Nala, questing for 2, and when she's undamaged, she quests for 3 lore. For some more card draw, I included 4 copies of the 3-cost Clarabelle. And of course, I needed to include some sort of removal, so I included 2 copies of Fire the Cannon, deal 2 damage to chosen character, which can be pretty strong to like stop a Captain Hook from challenging the next turn, or finish off a pre-damaged character on the opposing side, so you can quest safely. Other than that, this deck is really fast, really strong. I also like this color combo in testing, and I never thought I would play Green Steel in an aggro shell, but this deck is pretty strong and maybe surprising for your opponent. So bring it to your set champ and surprise your opponents with your Green Steel aggro build. If you like this deck, you will find, as always, a link in the video description below to my Lorcana deck page. I really can recommend this deck building tool. You should check it out and use it for yourself. And yeah, that's it for today. Like I said in the beginning, right now I don't have much time for playtesting, for building decks, and for making videos, but I hope in January my life situation will relax a little bit and I have more time to focus on new videos, especially with Set 11 coming at the beginning of February to your local game store. If you're new to the channel, I'm always happy about new viewers, so hit subscribe, leave a like on the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Flokki.